And now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Hey everyone, welcome to Metal Nation Radio. I'm actually very excited for this call. Normally I'm relaxed. I've interviewed hundreds of people. But when the phone rings and on the other end, you know you got the Queen of Metal on the phone, somebody that your childhood fantasies have been there, and somebody you've been a fan of for years. Your heart rate picks up, the nerves start shaking, your hands start sweating, and you answer the phone and you hear this on the other line.
Hello.
And it's Lita Ford. So, hey Lita, how's it going?
I'm doing great. I'm getting measured for my new leathers.
Nice. I wish I was there to help measure for those new leathers. That's, you know, one of my fantasies, always been. So,
Leathers?
No, measuring you for leathers. So I know this may sound like I'm kissing your ass right now, but I think Living Like a Runaway is one of your best albums yet. So what are your feelings on this album?
Thank you. That means a lot to me. I agree with you. I think it's one of my better albums, too. There's a lot of heart and soul in this record, and it really was a gift from God. It came together like a leather jumpsuit. It really did. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy with it, and it's fun to play live. The songwriting on it is great. The guitar playing on it is excellent. Gary Hoey did a great job in the production. And that is me on guitar, by the way, in case anyone wants to know. Everybody's like, well, it's a great record, but who played guitar? So, anyway, I'm glad you like it.
Okay, so, I love it. At what point on this album, or in the past few years, did you decide it's time to get back to your musical roots?
I wanted to get rid of the keyboards. Not that I have anything against keyboard players, because I love keyboards. And we do have a couple songs that do have keyboards on them. But I think getting rid of the keyboards on this album actually helped me to get back to the roots, to get back to the Out for Blood days and those kind of songs, because they had no keyboards. We were fresh out of the Runaways. We were punks, and you know, the Ramones, the Sex Pistols. I wanted to go back to those days. Not that this record sounds like they do, but it just took me back to my roots. And that's what we did. We didn't listen to anything that was going on at the time, like any outside music from other bands. We just hid away, me and Gary and his family, we hid away in this beautiful home in this hill in New Hampshire. And it started snowing. And we just stayed there. We stayed there for 1 year, and we wrote this record. It was awesome.
Which tracks off it are you most proud of? Like that is 100% you. That it just you believe that song. What track are you most proud of on this CD?
I'm not. I don't have a favorite. I don't. You know, somebody asked me, "What do you want to release as a first single?" I said, I don't care. You can take anything off this record and release it as a first single. It'll hold its own. It doesn't matter, you know, what song. Like Joe Elliott asked me, where do you want me to play on my radio show? Well, Chris, he doesn't talk like that. You know, he's got a show in Ireland, and he wanted to play Living Like a Runaway. And I said, I don't know, just play anything. It doesn't matter. And he said, well, give me something to play. And I said, play the title track. So, you know, it really, there is no favorite, because this record is something that it's good in its entirety. It's not just a record that's placed on a record with a bunch of other songs. You know what I mean? It's a good record. It's not a good song with a bunch of other shit put on it.
Exactly. I mean, the record rocks from beginning to end. The only thing that sucks about it is when it's over. You know, and then you got to start it back. You know, got to reach up and hit the CD player and hit replay. That's the only thing that sucks about it.
I do agree.
Okay.
Same thing. God, it's over already?
So when you were growing up, I mean, you started with the Runaways at a young age as well, but who were some of your icons and inspirations musically growing up?
Oh, boy. I liked hard rock. I liked Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, Hendrix, Zeppelin. You know, I didn't like the glitter pop rock stuff. I liked guitars. I like to listen to guitar players. You know, I never even looked at the lead singer. I would just always focus on the guitar player.
Yeah, see, I grew up, I was a drummer, and my youngest sons play guitar. They're in a band, Critical Condition, and the first guitar I bought for my son was a BC Rich because of Lita Ford. You know, so, I mean, it was a black BC Rich, and, you know, the Warlock, and it's just a badass guitar, and, you know, every time I look at it, I think of Lita, so, I mean, that's one thing with me. But what's the craziest thing that you've ever had tossed up on stage when you were in your tenure as the Queen of Metal?
We've had some weird stuff, especially in the Runaways. You know, we'd get men's underwear and weird shit. But sometimes the weirdest thing we got, I think, would be something like a condom stuffed with noodles.
Nice. And what are some of your most memorable moments in your career? Like the things that just lit the torch for you and said, "Wow, this is it. This is my big moment." And I'm sure you've had thousands of them, but one of your biggest moments that you remember?
Memorable moments. God. Let's see. I'm trying to think of a good one. I know, you know, singing the duet with Ozzy was wonderful. Being in the studio, and you know, we actually sang it face to face. The producer, Mike Chapman, set up the microphones so we were together in the same room, looking at each other as we sang it, which is pretty hard to do because you have to isolate the vocal sounds. So he put up a sheet of glass, which helped to isolate the sound, but yet we were still looking at each other. So that was pretty cool. Somebody should have videotaped it.
So how does it feel being known as the Queen of Metal? Like, you're an icon in the metal industry. You're one of the first real shredding female guitarists that have been out there, and to me, you are the queen. You're still the most beautiful female guitarist out there. But how does it feel to be known as that right now for you?
It's, first of all, I feel like I can go to my grave and feel like I've left my mark on this world. And second of all, I mean, I've been gone a long time. You know, I took a long hiatus, and I would have thought that by now there would have been a bunch of lead guitar players out there. But there aren't. You know, I'm still wearing the same shoes. It's like they're still empty. Nobody's filled those shoes yet. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Good to be the queen.
It's good to be the queen. But it's been a long time since you've been in the Runaways and since they split, and they still have a big meaning to a lot of people. I mean, there's been music or movies made, books have been written and everything. How do you feel that the movie was? Was that pretty accurate, or was that just one person's portrayal of the Runaways?
Person's portrayal. It's not accurate, and that's my opinion. You know, you can tell me to kiss off or whatever, but that's my opinion. And you know, Cherie was in the band for a year and a half, and her and Joan were pretty much in love with each other. Joan was like Cherie's shadow. And not to put them down, but that's pretty much all it was. It's a movie about a love affair. And two chicks in a rock band. And I don't know. I really did not want to be a part of the film because I don't really care for Joan Jett's managers. And therefore, I'll just have to make my own film. Could be a while, but it's on my to-do list.
It's your bucket list, and I will be in line for tickets for that. Okay, we had a listener that wanted me to ask you this question. His name's Don Cooley, and he wanted to know if this is true that you guys actually, in the nude, did a sound check on a dare.
Don, you naughty, naughty boy. We did a sound check and rehearsal. We rehearsed. We locked the door. We threw out the road crew, and we took off all our clothes and we rehearsed. Wasn't a sound check. It was a rehearsal.
Okay, well, he will be happy because he told me he made more mayonnaise than Hellman's growing up listening to the music. So, and another one, it seems that you and I have a mutual friend, Joey Bagnato.
Oh, yeah, Joey's a great guy.
Yeah, he just had his 40th birthday, and they're going to be having a roast for him up there, so up here in Pittsburgh. So I was wondering if there was anything you would like to say or sing to Joey or anything for his 40th birthday.
I'm not a real big fan of roasts. I think they should be, I don't know.
Well, it's going to be a celebration for Joey. He's setting up this big party.
I love Joey. If you want to roast somebody you don't like. But I just love Joey. I think he's a great guy, and it was just good to have had the chance to meet him and become his friend. And I'm grateful for that. Happy birthday, Joey.
Yeah, he's very proud that he got to sing with you up on the stage and be Ozzy's half for that song. So when I close my eyes forever, he got to sing. And I did smile and laugh during that because I saw him wipe the tears away from his excitement of singing with you. So any advice do you have for younger musicians trying to make it in the industry right now?
God. You know, I could give you a lot of advice, but the music industry is just so screwed up right now with stuff that they try to call music. And my only advice would be, please make a good record. We need some good music out there. We need some good rock and roll out there. And stay true to your heart. Listen to your heart. You know, don't listen to what people tell you. Listen to what's inside. You know?
Yep. And I want to thank you for coming on Metal Nation Radio and spending a few moments with us. I know you're a busy lady and you're getting fitted for your new leathers. So I think that means there might be a tour coming up.
What?
Is there a tour coming up soon?
We've got some shows in Scandinavia. We've got some shows in Australia. We're going to do the Monsters of Rock cruise. How do you want me sideways? So we've got a lot coming up. We've got a busy tour, a busy summer, busy fall. We're going to do the Sturgis biker rallies. Got a couple of those. We'll be out there. I think we're going to do some shows with Vince and why am I drawing a blank? Brett. Vince and Brett. And the three of us blondes. Who's the real blonde? Oh, the hairdresser knows for sure. Anyway, we'll be out there rocking.
Nice. Well, I look forward to seeing you. I hope you come through Pennsylvania. And I missed you. I think you guys came through Scranton or Wilkes-Barre or something a little while ago last year in the summer.
You know, we got booked some shows that my manager asked me about, and he was like, Lita, I've never heard of this place before. And I said, Bobby, you know, you may not have heard of it, but there's people out there that need rock and roll. They need the shows. You know, they're the best audiences, you know, rather than sitting in, I love New York City, don't get me wrong, but when you go to New York City, everybody's like, you've seen it all, and nothing excites them. So it's good to go to these out-of-the-way places. I enjoy it. It's a little bit of a drive, but I'm okay with it. I like it.
Well, we look forward to seeing you and hearing you, and Stay tuned. Coming up, we got some Lita Ford on Metal Nation Radio, where the music does not suck.